Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 10. I think this is where they normally have Dr. Viviana visit them and give intimacy exercises afterwards. But instead, they probably had a random production staff come up with the intimacy exercises for the cast and skip the counseling sessions, which they all desperately needed. I'm Tamara, and this is Tamara Lynette Tells. Let's chat about this episode. Airris and Jasmine. Airris rated Jasmine a 7 when it comes to taking care of him while he was sick because she had to go to work. Oh, okay, so you don't want to treat her like a wife, but when you get sick, you expect her to treat you like a husband. Did you really expect her to take off work so your snot juice can make her sick? I don't care whether it's COVID, cold, or a flu. At least try not to get her sick too. Laying crossways on the bed and all up on the couch. Jasmine, lock his ass up in that apartment and order him Uber Eats from a hotel room. You owe him nothing. I liked when they were talking about what it would take to fall in love, that Jasmine said that she's not falling in love with him because they are not having enough deep conversations. I was happy that she finally spoke up about that and also bursted his little bubble because his head was far too up in the clouds thinking he's an Adonis in her eyes while she's a Bertha in his. Unfortunately, he took her comments about needing to have deeper conversations as they needed to discuss how far they've traveled down Highway 50 Shades of Grey. He suggested that they play Never Have I Ever, although that was probably a producer who suggested that. This show loves that game. I mean, all of his deep life questions have to do with orgies, kissing the same gender, and being unfaithful. He called her boring for never cheating on an ex-boyfriend. Jasmine, I think it's time that you do what you gotta do to be able to put a finger down the next time that man asks you that question. Let him ask you 2 weeks from now if you've ever cheated. I want you to be able to give an honest answer of yes. You could say, hey, you slept with one of my friends, so I slept with one of yours. I bet you don't think I'm boring now, huh? Airris doesn't need to be married. He literally needs to be in them streets looking for his next orgy. Jasmine, girl, you already have enough dogs. You don't need another one. Kirsten and Shaq. Kirsten complaining about Shaq working late. At first, I thought she was being fake when she was carrying on about needing to spend time in order to grow and love and stuff. But as I watched this episode, I feel like she's seriously conflicted and doesn't know how to get out of her own way. I think he might be growing on her, but she's still not there physically, and she needs therapy to help her tear down her walls because no man is trying to strap on their gear, pack a lunch, and take a sabbatical from work to scale those 362-foot walls she's got up. Although I can't say that I blame Shaq for working late instead of going home and jumping through her hoops to go absolutely nowhere in their marriage. When they were sitting on the bed and talking about love, Shaq asked her, what would it take for you to fall in love? A different husband is what she looked like she wanted to say. Then she went for the stock answer saying, quality time. Okay, I'm gonna need Airris's cousin to come check Kirsten. She's the one giving stock answers and being fake. Just kidding. I actually can't tell how sincere she's being. Okay, wait a minute. How about when Shaq dropped the bomb about getting a great job opportunity out of state and he turned it down without talking to Kirsten first? I mean, I just have so many questions for him about that. Like, why wouldn't you discuss this with your wife if this is truly a great opportunity and dream job? And why would you turn down a job for someone who doesn't even want to kiss you? And why would you spring this on her in front of a group of teenagers instead of one-on-one? Like to make her feel bad? And finally, I'm gonna need to see the offer letter or speak to that HR representative to confirm this story because I'm not convinced that he didn't make up this entire scenario to impress these mentees who are too big to sit 4 deep on that couch. Anyway, their plant store moment was awkward but revealing. She picked apart the looks of the plants the same way she picked apart Shaq. This is just how she rolls. But I thought he'd be more accommodating, being that he wants to invite her into his little nature world. Like, Shaq, you have 1,000 plants. Let her pick one. The scene with them wearing their night mask and talking about things they don't know about each other, that's the one that made me rethink my opinion of Kirsten. First, she said there were a lot of things that he didn't know about her. So when Shaq said, well, tell me something I don't know about you, she went to her safe answer about taking a little while to open up. And when he told her that he already knew that, tell me something I don't know, she immediately shut down. Walls up, door was closed, and the key was tucked away in the vault. It felt like fear to me, like she really wants to be seen, but something is holding her back and she doesn't know how to bring down her own walls. If only they had therapists or experts who could help her or counsel her. I think she would gain a lot if they stepped in and helped her uncover the cause of her being afraid to open up. Unfortunately, the more Kirsten warms up to Shaq, the more Shaq seems to lose interest. I think she came in too hot in the beginning, like putting down his bald head, which we learn he has insecurities about, criticized his jokes, and rejected him too many times. To me, it looks like he's starting to get bitter and pulling away by using work as an excuse, but she doesn't see it. When he's hiding from her at work, she sees it as him being busy, and she's mistaking his pulling away from her as him being patient. Gina and Chuck Norris. I have to admit that I didn't think that they would recover from their brutally honest festival that they called their honeymoon, but they seem like they're building a little friendship. Gina was all up on his sailboat and he went to her salon because she owns a salon, you know. How about Gina's worker thinking Chuck Norris would be messy at home? When Gina was trying to guess why she thought he would be messy, she was kind of insulting him. She was like, why? Because of his beard? Because he's granola? Because he looks like a karate man from the 80s? Okay, she didn't say that one. But in other words, Gina, do you think his beard is unkempt and he dresses sloppy or something? Like in this situation, just let your friend explain why she thought what she thought. Don't help. Later, when he opened up about his ex-girlfriend having a miscarriage and his physical reaction to that news, I was thinking this man is really trying to open up and be vulnerable. I believe he wants to feel like he did all he could, so when decision day rolls around, he has no regrets about his decision. I respect him for that. Nicole and Chris. Their big moment this episode was Chris confiding that he referred to Nicole as being thick. Shoot, in my streets, that's a compliment. I'd be like, okay, thank you. She got all offended, saying girls can call themselves thick, but men can't. Nicole, you haven't lived until a man calls you thickums, thickness, queen thick, thickety thick thick. Embrace the thick, girl. He didn't even mean it as a put down. He said thick in a good way. If this is your biggest problem in your relationship right now, you don't have any problems. We women have to stop being so hard on ourselves. The average man has no problem taking off his shirt in the bedroom, no matter how many stomachs he has. Whereas we women, we'll have little dimples in our thighs and not feel sexy enough to undress. Girl, if you don't pour some glitter in them dimples and hop in that bed. Oh, and wait, when Chris said he always wants to look good for Nicole, all I could think about was his favorite tank top. Anyway, I liked Nicole's communication in this episode. They both did a good job. I really do hope they make it past decision day. Well, that's all I got for now. A short video. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video.